This is what it looks like when a woman is so obsessed, she'll never want to leave. And creating this effect is actually much simpler than you think, as long as you follow these 5 steps that create deep, primal desire in a woman's brain. How do I know? Because it's the same 5-step process my client Michael used to land 11 dates in 3 weeks and get 34 matches on his dating apps in just 1 week. And if you want to get insane results like Michael and thousands of my other clients, watch till the end and click the first link in the description to apply to work with me. The men women cling to most desperately are the ones who are willing to walk away. It sounds contradictory, but there's a deep psychological reason for this, and it's hidden beneath the surface of every single human interaction. And that thing is frame. Just watch this clip from the beginning of the video.
What's the most exciting thing you guys have ever done in a car individually or together?
I think it was today. My favorite one in the car was today, just before we got here. You want me to be honest with you? We in the car on the way here. Yeah.
And it was the most exciting thing.
Yeah, every time it is.
Notice how he's calm, grounded, and steady while she's physically leaning in and all over him. This is a textbook example of a man holding the frame. Frame is the invisible force that decides who's leading, who's following, and who's reacting. It's the underlying context of the relationship, and in dating, whoever controls it holds the power. But it goes even one layer deeper, because the ability to walk away triggers a psychological chain reaction in a woman's brain that goes like this. Your lack of neediness subconsciously signals to her that you have an abundance of other options, because why else would you be so cool losing a 10 out of 10 girl? If you have options, your time and attention become rare, and that makes her time spent with you feel 10 times more valuable. Now, if you want to trigger this psychological chain reaction that sparks instant attraction in all your interactions, here's how. Ask yourself, if this person walked away right now, would I still be fine? The answer is no. You're operating from a place of neediness and desperation, not power. Instead, shift your mindset to want, not need, and your frame changes instantly. Once you've got that mindset down, the next step is to make sure your actions reinforce it. And one of the fastest ways to do that is by controlling the sexual pace of the interaction from the start. This is when you guide the physical and romantic flow so she's drawn into your rhythm instead of you falling into hers. It puts you in the leadership position, keeps tension high, and grows attraction on your terms. You're not waiting for her to make a move. You lead. When it happens, how it happens, where it happens. This can look like guiding her through a door with your hand on her back, sitting closer when you talk, resting your hand on her thigh, maybe even pulling her chair closer before slipping your arm around her. And when it's time to escalate, you decide whether it's a slow, lingering kiss or a sudden, passionate one. A hand on her chin or a gentle pull of her hair. Each subtle choice changes the entire feeling of the moment. I mean, just think about a quick goodbye kiss versus a deeper kiss where you pull her into you. Those are two completely different experiences, and that novelty and unpredictability is what makes her feel butterflies and keeps her wondering what you'll do next. Women attach more to men who awaken their femininity and sexuality. By setting the pace, you're taking her on an emotional adventure, one where she never has to wonder if something will happen, only when. And once you know how to lead physically, the next step is to make sure your words do the same. The easiest way to set this frame from the start and have the most attractive women instantly fall into your frame is by using what's known as assumptive language. This is essentially when you assume attraction from the start and use words to match that energy. You're not hoping she's interested and attracted. You're talking like you know she already is. This subtle communication triggers her attraction instinct because it signals, I'm used to women being into me, which implies other women regularly choose you. Notice how I use assumptive language in this clip from an approach where a woman tells me she's never dated a Dominican man.
Oh, I've never dated a Dominican or Puerto Rican.
Well,
Maybe
you might have to now. I say, you might have to now, referencing myself and assuming that she'd be interested in me since we're on the topic of romantic relationships. You might have to now.
Someone I just met on the street.
Well, you just met me on the street now. Maybe we go on a date or two. We feel it out and go from there.
Bold.
You open to that?
I'm open to chatting again. Yeah.
She gives an objection and says, someone I just met on the street, and I double down on my assumptive language by saying maybe we'll go on a date or two and feel each other out. She literally says bold, acknowledging my assumptive language, and that's when I double down even more and ask if she's open to it and secure the phone number. And watch how I do it again in this clip where I approach a woman who's much older than me and use assumptive language when she says, I'm too young for her.
You might be a bit too young for me.
A bit too young to exchange Instagrams and perhaps
No, that's fine.
meet up and go out sometime here or in New York. If the
Sure,
stars align.
I'm open to that, yeah. Perfect.
Most guys would take what a woman says at face value and run away at the first sign of resistance, but notice how instead I reframe her objection and use assumptive language. Once I do this, she quickly agrees and flips her tune and enthusiastically gives me her number. Now, in this case, getting the number is the easy part. 99% of men who can secure the phone number fumble within the first few text messages. And if you want to truly master assumptive language and learn exactly what to text women to create the same magnetic effect, I've created a full free texting course that shows you the exact messages to send to get women chasing you. It includes my full ghost-proof text strategy, my top 3 opening lines, and the texts that turn interactions like this into first and second dates. So click the first link in the description to get it for free right now. It's the same system me and my clients use to get women asking them out on second and third dates. Now, speaking assumptively instantly positions you as the guy that women crave, but to truly seal the deal, you need this next skill, because if you skip this, you'll risk losing attraction right at the finish line. And this skill directly ties into the concept of setting the sexual pace. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is when the moment is right, don't rush. Slow down, lock eyes, and physically pull her into you. That one move alone can flip the entire dynamic, because now she's not just kissing you, she's being led by you. This subtle move subconsciously communicates that you're bringing her into your world. It establishes leadership, and it makes her feel irresistibly drawn to you. You're the one in control. You're not entering her frame, you are pulling her into yours. It sparks a primal sense of desire, and it makes her feel safe, turned on, and drawn deeper into your frame. So the next time you're about to make a move, don't hesitate. Put your arm around her waist or behind her neck and gently pull her into you. Slow, controlled, and certain. It should feel smooth and inevitable. And when you're in more intimate environments, like your place or a quieter part of the bar, or even an empty corner on the street, slow everything down even more. Talk slower, hold her gaze, lower your voice so she leans in to hear you. These subtle shifts pull her into a romantic headspace no matter what words you're actually saying. And if she's receptive, you can begin to escalate physically step by step. But the most important thing to remember is eye contact. It's the first step to building sexual tension, yet most men avoid it as soon as it lasts any longer than 2 seconds. The way you look at her when you speak, the way you glance away when she loses your interest, or the way you let your eyes travel up and down her before coming back to meet hers. These are all parts of the silent language of attraction, and too many men will just break eye contact if it lasts any longer than 2 or 3 seconds out of nervousness and fear. And this is an instant turnoff, because eye contact is really the first step to establishing sexual tension in a conversation. The way to dial up this eye contact to the next level and build sexual tension that has her waiting for you to make the next move is to do what I call the 3-part gaze, which is where you simply look at her left eye, then her right eye, and briefly glance down at her lips before ultimately returning to her eyes. That tiny glance at her lips says, "I'm thinking about kissing you," without you ever actually having to say a word. It's bold enough to spark attraction, but subtle enough to keep her hooked and wanting more. And once she's that locked in, the final piece is flipping the power dynamic so that she's the one trying to win you. This creates what I call the audition frame, and this is when you turn the tables and position yourself as the one choosing rather than the one trying to be chosen. In other words, you go from "am I good enough for her" to "is she good enough for me?" Think of it like a job interview. Imagine you're sitting across from your potential future employer. You're anxiously listing off your resume, your successes, your achievements, everything you've accomplished that makes you worthy of being chosen. But ask yourself honestly, who holds the power and authority in that room? It's not you. It's the interviewer. By desperately trying to sell yourself, you place yourself beneath them. This exact dynamic plays out on dates when you try to impress her by saying what you think she wants to hear. You're instantly lowering yourself. She no longer sees you as an equal, she subconsciously sees you as someone beneath her who has to earn approval. Instead, say exactly what you feel in person with her, not what you think she wants to hear. Let her feel like she's the one auditioning to win you. This instantly positions you as confident, valuable, and most importantly, authentic, someone who's worth impressing. Now, here's the brutal truth. 99% of guys will watch this video, do nothing with this information, and wonder why they're still single and settling for women that they're just not excited about 6 months from now. But the men who decide to take action and implement this will transform into the kind of man women become obsessed with and never even think to leave. And if you want personalized guidance on becoming that man that attractive women obsess over, it's not going to happen by accident. And it's not going to happen if you keep sitting around watching videos hoping for things to change. The most important tip in this video is to actually become a man who sets intention in his dating life, who goes after what he wants and stops making excuses. Now, if you want to work with me and my team directly one-on-one to get you to become that type of man, then click the first link in the description and apply to work with me inside my coaching program. We can get you on 1 to 3+ dates per week in the next 30 days, guaranteed. So make sure to apply below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.